resilience, that power of recovery, and Jez is pretty good at it. He's probably better actually than most. Because of the way that he plays, and he backs himself to make mad finishes constantly. Just by law of averages, he's gonna not make them quite a lot of times, and actually it doesn't tend to deter him too much. Andy on the other side tends to be that much more solid player, and it was quite jarring actually his first match of the night, where he was miles off the level that he would expect to be, we expect him to be. So you almost feel like maybe pressure was more on Andy in this match.
Well, out of the four players, Andy played by far the worst. I mean, Jes didn't really play a bad match there. He obviously took on a finish that was very high tariff at a critical time and missed a double. You know, it's not as though he played badly, whereas
yeah, he didn't do anything wrong other than that, really.
You know, Andy, you know, he had a match there. You know, he 4 or 5 pots he missed. He just was all over the place a little bit. For you know, we've seen him play an awful lot better. So he has to forget what he's just been through. But both players really going to have to forget what they've just been through, as well as Jes played. You know, he ultimately, you know, the one error he did make in a match cost him.
Almost be a case for him, I think, of just restarting his night from here. And in that sense, first frame is big.
It's really awkward. Of course, he can go right centre here.
I'm almost certain he wanted to be top left.
Still, he wants to be top left, and right centre's not great.
Extension.
A little bit of a problem. I'm just wondering which way around he was trying to get to. It's difficult to say. Certainly didn't want to be here.
Yeah, that we can say with a degree of certainty. Yeah, horse in the red, that's a lovely shot. Now actually, say if he's in prime position here, because these two yellows now connect up, the 8-ball feels a lot more in the open.
The Reds do play big still, though.
Just about pulled up in time. Any further and he might have been having a dalliance with that red on the break line. Should be able to nip this back, and the 8-ball is waiting. My goodness me, didn't Andy Williams need that? I'll say, it looks like his night's restarted.
Yeah. He had time to go away and think about it. Might have you've gone to the practice table. Not to, you don't want to be. You've got to be careful on the practice table. Really, you know, maybe just hit a couple of shots just to, you know, get queuing again if you were thinking that way. But yeah, you go away, you think about it, and come back. And for Andy Williams, it's still win 2 matches here. There's still every chance of that being enough for a 6-red shootout, possibly even more.
Jazz Green's break. 21 for 8 to 0.
Well, this visit right now is a big one for Jes. He's looking so good at 2-0 up, playing well, but all of a sudden he's under it. And he's been handed a very tough layout. I think yellows are a chance if he's got a good enough opener. He's got one to right centre, which is tricky. If he's got the plant, then he's definitely good on yellows.
You got to say, just watching that replay of the break back, the way that he controlled the keyboard, he's been unlucky to leave this.
Agreed. If he flicks the red at all in playing this shot, then it won't count. He's got to hit the yellow first. Yeah, he was fine.
He had to turn that a lot as well. See the spots moving on the cue ball.
Changes the layout. The yellow at the bottom of the table does pass the red, I believe. So it does change the layout. The fact that he could play that plant. Excellent, obviously, opener. Now it's fine to finish.
Still plenty of hope for these two players. Last week showed it really with 𝗪𝗁𝗏𝗃𝗃 coming through. Chris Melling played lights out for 2 matches. Looked for all the world as if he was steamrollering through into the next stage. And all of a sudden, found a 𝗏𝗃𝗃 in his way. It's just about getting into that last round with a swinger's chance, and all of a sudden, things can happen. Jez will be annoyed with where he's at. He's got shots to play here.
Yeah, he's just come up a roll or 2 short, wanted to be straight or just past straight to give himself a bit of margin. Now he's going towards the 8 ball. Oh, hammers it.
How good a shot.
I actually thought he was still just going to float that in, and you know, if he flicked the 8 ball or he hit the 8 ball 4 ball, he was going to have a shot. 'Cause it'd be, you see there, he could get to the 8 ball if he tops that through, but he had none of it. That was an excellent shot. I think he needs the 8 ball to go bottom right though.
Unless he plays into it.
Yeah. Don't know if he can hold for it right centre. He tried. Did he? Does this go?
Referee 𝗪𝗁𝗏𝗃𝗃 will get a cheeky look in before Jez did.
Well, the fact that he's looking this closely tells us he was absolutely playing for right centre.
It's tight. Just in off the near jaw. Excellent shot. And a decent start to this match. 2 runs out off the break, 2 tricky-ish runs out off the break as well, which should settle these 2 down.
Tricky, because especially because considering, you know, having just come off the losses in the way that they have, you know, obviously Andy from a bad performance and Jez from a buzzer beater. But yeah, 2 very good starts to this match. Fascinating.
Frame 3.
What have you got left? 2.5 minutes to go.
1 frame.
One thing that was really Andy's friend in the first match, despite the fact, as we labouring the ball, despite the fact that he obviously had an off game, his break was brilliant, really. It wasn't the fact, it wasn't a dearth of chances that cost him the match. His break was fantastic, and so far so good in match 2 as well. 2 out of 2, and another very presentable layout. This might be the best layout he's had all night so far.
I'm interested to see which way he goes. I think this is a tough call, 50-50. There's, you know, it's a good layout on both, but there's a little bit of work on both. He's eyeing up the yellows, looks like. The yellow left centre gets you on the one on the cushion that's the hardest ball on the table, but the red does play quite big just inside it, so if he gets on that, then I like yellows, and he has landed really nicely.
Yeah, I think the first shot made the difference in the choice there. Because yes, you're right, this yellow on the rail is a bit tricky, but he's got a great connector. But the opening red was much tougher than the opening yellow.
Yeah, I actually think the yellow he's playing now was the reason why, because the red just inside it was awkward to get onto, and obviously then the 8 ball potentially. Whereas the opener, it was a trickier pot to bottom right, but you did have an opener on reds.
That's a confident shot. That'll help him feel good.
Yeah, he missed a few a lot easier than that in the first match.
Just.
He's got away with that. He already has. I thought when he hit that, I thought, oh, he's done the same again, hasn't he? He's missed another ball that you shouldn't. It's just fallen in for him.
Really nice. The thing is, when you're feeling good out there, you little things like that, almost missing that yellow, they don't bother you at all. Whereas if that happened in his first match, you feel like he's almost still liable to make a mistake, but he's still thinking, oh my god, I nearly missed that one. Do you know what I mean? The psychology of it's quite weird.
Yeah, you can. Sometimes that can really catch you. But he's looked a different player in this match. That one wiping its feet aside, he's played 2 very good visits to the table. Ches is probably thinking what we need to do tonight. I played brilliantly apart from taking on a very tough layout at 2-2 with 2 minutes 40 to play in the last match. That's the only mistake he's made, really. He's staring, being eliminated in the face here.
Yeah, it is a tough score. We know that by now. So one of the yellows he's taking.
Yeah, this is drop-ins on reds. This is as good as it gets. Half a shot to play, going bottom of the table up to the top of the table. Red right in the middle of the table. Wonder where that's going. But he's got a starter and he's got a route here. Hardest thing here might be the red over the bottom left-hand corner pocket. He's getting on the next ball. So this shot here could be the hardest shot he plays. I actually thought he was going to go left centre as a starter. Much, he's going to have to go up the table. That was going to be the biggest challenge actually, was getting out from that one. That's where I thought he might go left centre. He had a little bit of angle on it, then he could have got a little bit closer to the one he's just played, and then it was just a case of could he get back out to somewhere near the triangle area. This plays though, this is a fairly natural angle, good gap for him. Needed to miss that.
He's landed about as badly as he could have, honestly. Oh, he can't see enough of this, can he?
What a shot. Didn't think that was even possible. But see him loading it up.
You could see, shot. Yeah, that camera angle was brilliant. Like, we're right in front of his shot there. You can see he's almost missing the cue ball. He's playing it with that much side.
That's slightly careless. I don't know if I think he pointed at the cue ball like he got a kick there. He just needed that cue ball to turn forward a couple of rolls. I think he's straight enough. Yeah, oh no, he's fine. He's fine. It's just the way he was looking at the yellows and looking at gaps.
Graham stays alive. Desmond in match 3 of the Champions League, group 13, 6.5 and ticking to play as we keep on making the point. Ches Graham has had 5 attempted finishes tonight. He's taken 4 of them. The 5th was incredibly tough. He didn't quite make it. Was buzzer beaten on a counter clearance. And yet, he may well be eliminated in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, all 4 of these have been off the break, haven't they? 4 break clearances on the trot. He really, all he's done so far is miss a very difficult double. Obviously, we can question the decision to go, but yeah, that's a tough place to be.
Say what, break like this weekend, Andy, and you may well have yourself a very, very tidy weekend.
Yeah, 1 shot to play here, 1 really tricky ball. Assuming he has to go red, so I think the yellow at the bottom of the table doesn't go anywhere. If the yellow at the bottom of the table passes the 8 ball, then you could maybe make a case, but it's just that red right on the bottom cushion. It helps if that red, who's played into it, if that still goes, it's absolutely perfect.
Even if it doesn't, the plan's not the end of the world. That's a lovely opening shot, isn't it?
Well, he must have been playing to miss it and go into the yellow. He can't be playing. I can't believe he was playing to cannon the red there. If he was, it's come out like a dream for him. But I was about to make the point that if that red on the bottom cushion passed the 8 ball to bottom left, then he just had to float the one right centre, get on the one to bottom right, and then could have gone from there. But that worked out like a treat for him. The reason I don't think he's playing the cannon in that situation is the angle is going into the red. You're knocking it, unless you get that kind of glancing blow like he did, you're knocking it towards the bottom cushion and then towards the yellow and the 8 ball. So you know, you're potentially knocking it into a really awkward spot.
15 seconds shot clock.
It's gone wrong. More often is it the transition.
It's not going to go. It's not going to go. Jez Graham has an opening.
It was dead weight, wasn't it? It just looked like it might have turned to the jaw just a touch, maybe flipped over something, or just wonder if that was centre pocket, whether it would have reached.
Jez probably has a right to feel a little aggrieved that that was all we had to take on from Andy missing 3 balls out.
Yeah, and what makes it worse is the yellow just, that's not the best. The yellow, I was about to make the point, yellow's just come away from the pocket, making the 8 ball no problem whatsoever. So, yeah, good things can happen with a shot that Jez played and they didn't.
That was very missable. That was very missable, and I don't think he's going to get away with it this time.
Yeah, and if the yellow doesn't pass the 8 ball while on the bottom cushion, then he's got the perfect way to get to it to the other side of the table now. The yellow that he missed down the cushion previously now is a really good connector.
Yeah, it's just been a little feast or famine for Andy tonight. When he's been playing well, he's played well, but when he's made a mistake, they've tended to snowball on him. A little surprised to see that one drop. Played at real pace too. Might have bounced. He's okay. Change to play. Just coming around to mind his angles here on the cue ball more than anything else.
Yeah, I was slightly surprised how he played the shot 2 shots ago, and it's left him thin here. No problem. It half brought the right centre pocket into play. I thought when he played the one to bottom right, if you roll it through and you go past the straight, and you can just bump the cue ball off the table. But anyway, he got there.
He certainly did. 1 minute 47 remaining. Just to remind you, it's coming up this weekend. Big weekend in Ultimate Pool land. It's the first weekend of the Ultimate Pool Series. Tom Cousins will continue his campaign to be #1 at the end of the year in the Ultimate Pool Pro Series. The Challenger Series has an extra tier this season. 3 tiers of challengers fighting for prizes over the course of 3 days. The Women's Pro Series is back, as is the Challenger Series, and 2 brand new series events. The Next Gen, which I'm incredibly excited to see. We've got 28 young'uns all vying for prizes. And the Disability Pool Series as well, which is brilliant to have alongside everything else. Wonderful weekend in Wigan. It's coming up beginning this Friday. Jez Graham, though, will be there, but all his attention right now is on this visit, because if he can get this, he may well go into the Pro Series this weekend. Champions League group there.
I think he has to go yellows because of the 8 ball here, but if he can get to the one bottom left and then play 1 control cannon, it shouldn't be too bad. The yellow at the top of the table goes. I'm really surprised he's going reds. Does that tell us that 8 ball goes, or he feels like he can make it off the yellow? Or is he just running the clock? I suppose he's just running the clock. I'm looking at the full finish, but there's only just over a minute to play, so absolutely the right thing. Pot the easy balls, pot the open balls.
Yeah, 5 shots on the beeps will take him down 2-0 without having to worry about the 8 ball. Don't often associate Jes Graham with cerebral, sort of calculated thinking. He's a maverick sort of player, isn't he? But full credit to him, this is cold-blooded from 𝗍𝘅.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was running around the table trying to make a buzzer beater because he's an entertainer, but this is the right thing to do. Use the beeps, run the clock down, and if this goes in, it is match over. Really doesn't matter that he's not landed on the next ball because you get to use the full 15 seconds.
Yeah, at that point he did want to make the finish for us. Eddie Williams knows, even with his prodigious talents, 8 seconds is not going to be enough for the requisite balls, and he is going to be first out in Group 13. Jes Graham gets it done. Playing well tonight is Jes. This night is far from done for him. Winning his final match of the night, and it could well be a 6-red shootout staring us in the face. But next up, the two heavyweights of the group, Shane Thompson, Shaun Chipperfield, meet in the Champions League.